Also gave you the right to record.
What were the questions actually? Oh, didn't see them.
She posted 3 questions about about the Professor Berman lecture that we watched in last class.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so the first question was, what is the measure of success that Professor Berman discussed in her lecture? So,
I can start.
Okay, go
Yeah.
ahead.
So Professor Berman actually was talking about 2 different success measure in her lecture. The first one was the IoT devices should be good for the environment. So for example, it should promote sustainability and it should minimize e-waste and it should avoid depletion of rare material. And the second measure she talked about was that
She's froze.
devices should be. Can you hear me, guys?
Yes.
I think it was my internet connection. It's showing that the connection is unstable. Is it?
Yeah, I mean, you freeze like last time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I was talking about the second measure of success, and it's it's about the IoT devices should be good for society, and it covers that it should be safe and secure, and it should protect the privacy of individual, and it should maximize benefits and minimize risk in the society. So that's all I have.
I have the same thing.
I mean, I agree with Afra. I mean, I don't quite remember what were the measures, but I think after she said, I quite remember. Yeah, so I agree with her. You know what she said.
Can anyone add anything else for number 1? No.
I just wanted to add that I agree with what you both said, so I don't really have anything to add for that one.
Okay, the second question was, Professor Berman discussed her futuristic vision of how the self-driving cars would change society by 2050. With which of her prediction do you agree and disagree, and why?
I like that there's self-driving cars because I think it'll reduce carbon footprint, so it's like less CO2 emissions, so that will help the earth in a sense. I think it'll also reduce like traffic and congestion, so there's like more space for people to walk. So I kind of do like the idea, and I really know Elon Musk with Tesla, I think is working on that.
So I had, okay, go ahead.
No, go ahead. You first. Go ahead.
Okay, so I am agree with the increased mobility. This prediction is conditional on the sustained growth. However, since the car will have a higher speed, they will definitely increase the mobility rate. So I have this. Go ahead.
I think she also mentions that like most of the cars will be like self-drivable, right? So they will like require like no people, right, to control the car. I don't know what else I'm gonna think about it, but I just want to add that.
I also wanted to add that she talked about how the car will look. She actually was showing pictures, which is something I don't know. I'm not too sure about it. If because she was showing pictures of like pods, And the car, honestly, like it was smaller car and it was completely different looking car than what we drive right now. So that's something I'm not too sure about, because in the question they say, what prediction do you agree and disagree? But other than that, how she talks about the eco driving, and the car will have higher speed and it will be self-driving cars, I do agree with those parts. And also she talks about that as the car will be self-driving, we'll be able to maybe sleep in the car while the car drives itself, and maybe like eat in the car or hang out with friends in the car. So it will be a complete new experience than what we experience right now. And also she showed a picture where there was no steering wheel in the car because the car is self-driving. So I think also Tesla already started something like that. It's not like they minimize the steering wheel. So it's like half right now. So the new Tesla model, the steering wheel they have, it's a different looking steering wheel. So that's something different. And she also talks about that there will be different things in order to like the high speed. So the car will go to places in much lesser time. So we'll have more time to do like other things. And she also talks about that because the car will be self-driving, so the speed limit will be same for all the cars. So there are not going to be any like violation of like going over speed limit. So for cops, it's going to be I mean, they're not going to be on the street like, you know, looking for cars for going over speed limit. So that's something. And then she talked about that some of the problems that comes with it. And one of the things it's actually is if the car is going to be safe, because, you know, sometimes because it's technology and it can fail sometimes. So while the car is self-driving, the system there can be some issues with the system and it can, you know, fail. And also it will be easier for the hacker to hack into the system, and I'm not too sure how if it's going to be safe and secure for us. So yeah, I had that.
I just wanted to add like a quick thing. So the whole discussion is around like cars being self-driving. What does that look like? Like, this is just like a question. I don't believe it was like answered during her presentation. What does that look like for like taxi drivers and like Uber drivers? How do you guys see that going for them?
I think it's gonna be that profession gonna be eliminated if this car starts, you know, self-driving, because she was talking about ride share. So once you request a car from your phone, a car will be there without any driver. So I think for the taxi drivers and Uber drivers it is a negative thing.
I think it would be the same like for the delivery, like, you know, the food delivery. I think the Domino's were like doing like some tests with the like the self-driving cars. I'm not quite sure. I think it was Domino's. Yeah, I think like couple years ago. Yeah, so, you know, like together with like the drivers for the Uber, Lyft, and, you know, etc. I think, you know, also like, you know, the delivery is gonna be like eliminated with the self-driving cars. Oh, and actually, I don't know if anyone mentioned that. Like for the advantage of the I mean for those cars, like, you know, for those like newer cars and everything. She said, I mean, she mentioned that there's gonna be like more parking space. So there's gonna be like more space. There's gonna be like no cars because those cars are just gonna like be driving, I think. Or like I think, yeah, she said like they're gonna be just driving, or like they're gonna be like in some sort of like station to recharge. I think she mentioned something like, so yeah, like free space, you know, for the parking. I mean, for the parking, like, you know.
So anyone wants to add something? So can we move the third question? So the third one was each student needs to select one of the innovations showcased in the 5 MIT news article and discuss the benefits and risk associated with it. So I have one. My one is Everactive is self-power IoT system. So the benefits is reduced downtime since it has always one condition monitoring. Second benefits is improves efficiency by offering better data quality and huge development scale. Third is extends asset or device life. And the risk is sensor necessitate manual inspections and the physical dimension of batteries can limit sensor functionally and batteries can pose safety risk. I have this. Anyone wants to add?
I'll just also do Everactive. So two of their successes were getting rid of like batteries when it comes to like IoT in order to have a larger quantity of IoTs, and also like reinventing low power wireless networking to have a higher quantity of IoTs.
That's very interesting because I was preparing for the first two questions. I didn't get a chance to really look at the third question, but it's very informative what you guys mentioned.
I mean, I agree with Afra because like I also like didn't read like all the articles, just mine. I mean, I know the presentation that Aki did. It was about the batteries, right? So what you say, right? So I mean, I'm gonna talk about my article because you know I just did the presentation and everything. So you know, I think you know like with the connections that you know they did like with the paintings, I think it's like it's wonderful because like you know human abilities, we are not like able to do that. We are not able to do like every single painting, every single art, every single piece, you know, of everything. So I think it's a good thing, but you know, like just looking it through, you know, I think it's going to be like very big risk, you know, because like all the data that is gonna be stored, you know, it can be leaked. Like you know, like I don't know. I mean, I think about that. And you know, as I mentioned, like what would be like the connection or like with the medicine, and you know, as the professor said, like oh, you can like connect with like different you know different countries, like and or, you know, just compare the medicine, everything. You know, it can also be leaked. You know, like you know, I mean, I don't know, but you know, maybe like a drug dealers or something like that. You know, they can use like all the information and they could stop it. And you know they can just you know they could just spread you know like some malicious like you know information, malicious drugs and everything. So you know I think the data leak is like is the most risk for that.
Yeah, I do agree with you. I think the data leak is the scariest thing that comes with all this technology and everything, you know, because it's a very good thing that nowadays we're using all the technology and it's making our life much easier in so many different ways, and it's making very convenient. But at the same time, I feel like we are at great risk of, you know, the data leak and all those privacy issues. Same thing that I was mentioning about the car system, that the hacker can actually hack your car and know where you are, you know. But right now with the a manual car that we're driving, it's there's no way they can hack it. They cannot know, but sometimes even they can hack your phone and like to see where you are and what's going on and all that. So I feel like that's like the greatest risk that come with all the technology, the data leak and the privacy invasion. So yeah.
You know, like, I mean, except for the data leaks, we also like, we are just sharing the information, you know, like the privacy, you know, as they mentioned, like in the, I mean, not in the article, in the the presentation that she did, you know, the professor, I mean, the Dr. Sherman or whatever, you know, we just like eagerly give like our privacy to have better things, you know. So, you know, data leaks will be just like, oh, you know, it happened, but you know, like the privacy, we are just like giving it, you know, we just you know, we just giving it. So I mean, I think in today's like world, we have no privacy, like, you know, even in our like own like in our own like in our rooms, right? So like we have a laptop, we have cell phones, we have tablets, we have, you know, I think Alexa's, I don't know what is it, Google or some, you know, like everything, you know, we don't have privacy anymore. That just it just doesn't exist anymore.
I also wanted to add, Claudia, I was watching your presentation. It was a really good presentation. It was very informative and it was a good presentation. Yeah. And all of you guys done with your presentation, or yeah? Yeah, I posted mine. I did a recorded presentation, but
Mine
yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah, didn't she say she's gonna like present all the presentation, like those like recorded ones?
I hope they
did.
don't present mine.
I mean, no,
Mine will be
no.
like-
But you know, she said like, oh, like she's gonna get like all the presentation like it. Like
She
we
said
just,
if
like,
she
record it.
has time, if she has time, she
Oh.
will present a few, which are good. That's what she said. So I don't think she's gonna present mine.
No, I mean that's stupid. I think she should like present every presentation, because I think every presentation is important to see, and you know.
I think so too. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very informative. I feel like I'm learning more with the presentation than like, you know, reading those articles.
Yeah.
I'm learning more with
Yeah.
the presentation and with the YouTube presentation that she shows us. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very,
Yeah.
very-
Yeah. Like, you know, like the first, like, I think there was like 2 or 3 like articles, like the
Yeah.
first ones, they were like 14, like 15 pages. Oh my God. They were like so long. Like,
Yeah,
I mean,
so-
yeah, I just get like pieces of information, like, and it's just
Mhm.
that was so hard, just hard to
Yeah.
understand.
It does get hard.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, I think those topics about the artificial intelligence were just like, you know, just fun. I mean, I think I like every article that we did, you know, for the presentation. I think it was hard. Like even mine about the paintings was like, I was like reading. I think I read it like 15 times, because it was like very hard to understand. So, you know.
Yeah, your article was hard actually. Mine was about the online hate speech, which was interesting. But
Oh.
yeah,
Oh.
it's interesting. Yeah.
Oh.
Uh-huh.
Wait, but was it based on the article, or was it based on the
The
book?
book. The
The
book.
book.
The
Okay.
book. I had the book. Yeah.
I mean, the book was pretty interesting. Oh, sorry.
No, it's all right. No, I see that we're gonna be out of here like in 40 seconds.
Yeah.
But it was very interesting. It was interesting. Yep. All right, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys. Yep.
Yeah.